ESPN America, your home for the NFL.
Hey, rolling your way on NFL Live. Now that the Saints are celebrating the World Championship, we'll tell you how some teams might try and emulate their style next season.
And with Super Bowl 45 already in our sights, we'll take a look at 5 off-season storylines that could have the biggest impact in 2010.
Hello, we'll put the Saints and the Colts Super Bowl under the microscope next on NFL Live. It starts right now.
Welcome to NFL Live, presented by Pizza Hut.
We are about ready to start Super Bowl 44. Peyton takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. He stays in, lost it toward the end zone. Touchdown! Pierre Garcon! It's an onside kick, and it's going to be covered up by Chris Reese. I believe the Saints fooled them to begin the second half with an onside kick and came away with it. Breeze sets up the screen. Pierre Thomas. Thomas still on his feet. Down to the 5. Makes the move. He's going to score. Manning in the shotgun puts Collie in motion. Looks in his direction. It's picked off. It's picked off. It's Tracy Porter again. He's running free. He's going to go all the way. Get ready to party with the Lombardi, New Orleans.
It's already started. I promise you, my friend.
The miracle in Miami has happened. The Saints have won the Super Bowl.
Of course they're continuing the party down in New Orleans as they're basking in the glory of their Super Bowl 44 win. As we roll into another edition of NFL Live, Mike Hill hanging out with the crew, the coach Herm Edwards, and of course our quarterback Tim Hasselbeck. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Even though the Saints are the world champions, it's never too early to start looking towards next season, right? And we all know that this is a copycat league. Yep. Everybody's tried to do the Wildcat last year because the Miami Dolphins had so much success with it. So, Tim, what might the other 31 teams try to take from the Saints as they plan their offseason?
Well, I think it's interesting because teams do copy teams that are successful and teams that win Super Bowls. And that's why when Indianapolis was having so much success with that hard play action, using the ball fake and the scheme blocking, or Pittsburgh was having success with the different zone blitzes, people tried to emulate that and copy that. But when you look at the New Orleans Saints, they're running offensively a lot of the same schemes that other teams around the National Football League are running. Defensively, they're doing a lot of similar things as other teams. They're just doing it better. The big key for the New Orleans Saints is they have an absolute stud at the quarterback position. And everyone's always trying to find that stud at the quarterback position. You
definitely got to have the right personnel, but you also look inside your division first before you try and emulate others.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you really check your division. And that's what you're doing is how do you match up in your division on offense, defense, special teams? And it starts with the premier position, quarterbacks. What quarterbacks are you playing every year in your division, and how can you improve as a football team? This is a quarterback-driven league. You know that. And you're thinking about quarterbacks and thinking about divisions. Pete Carroll goes to Seattle. Mm-hmm. Well, let's look at that division.
Okay.
And look at the quarterbacks West, in that division.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. NFC West.
Right.
Look at the division. Mm-hmm. They got one quarterback retiring in Arizona.
Okay. Warner.
We have a quarterback in San Francisco.
Who is he?
Smith right now. We have the situation with the Rams. Who's going to be the Rams quarterback? And then guess who the Seattle quarterback is? Do you know that guy?
Yeah, I know. I've heard of him. I've heard of him before.
So really, you think about divisions, probably his brother's the best quarterback in the division right now.
Yeah, they got to have good personnel. Good. But New Orleans Saints could be thinking about a repeat as well because they got an easy schedule, 6th easiest schedule in the NFL next season. But, of course, there are a lot of parity, so that might change. What might the Saints be trying to do this offseason in order to repeat? For those answers, let's turn to the all-knowing, the omniscient one, ESPN.com senior NFL writer John Clayton. John, what are the Saints' biggest priorities this offseason?
Well, when they're talking about 29 free agents, it's not as panic as you would think. But certainly the biggest name among the 11 unrestricted free agents, if there is no salary cap, is safety Darren Sharper. Sharper obviously has been such an instrumental part of that defense because he's a playmaker. He's a playmaker who reads quarterbacks' eyes, makes interceptions, and keeps everybody honest in the secondary. And that, I think, is one of the keys to this team. He is a rover. He's a guy that makes plays. Overall, they've got to try to see if they can re-sign Sharper. Reggie Bush, of course, they have to make a decision question on, because based on either incentives, he either makes $8 million or $9.5 million, and that's a little bit rich right now for his role on the team. Obviously, he's a threat, but he's also a threat that only gets 5 carries a game. They've got to try to do something to keep him there. I think he restructured his contract very much like Alex Smith did in San Francisco. I think he's going to end up staying.
Yeah, he is an ultimate weapon. John, stick around. We'll get back with you later on in the show. One can certainly expect the Saints to lose some quality players in free agency. Recent Super Bowl champions have been hit, but certainly not to a crippling degree. Unrestricted free agents on the Saints include, once again, safety Darren Sharper and linebacker Scott Petit. Now on ESPN.com, check out Amy K. Nelson's Super Bowl photo essay, a collection of snapshots from the streets of New Orleans and the hearts of Who Dat Nation. Also check out NFL.com. Hey, where will Julius Peppers? From the sounds of things, it won't be in Carolina. Hear what the defensive end has to say about it. That's coming up next on NFL Live. Also, Peppers, only one of many intriguing storylines this offseason, from free agency to trade talk, and that guy Favre, John Clayton, sorts it all out.
Hi, this is Tony Kornheiser from Pardon the Interruption, and you are watching ESPN America, American for Sports.
PTI. This February on ESPN America, the finest athletes in the world take center stage. The NHL's best go head-to-head. Plus, the ESPN Films acclaimed series 30 for 30 premieres all month long. And the NCAA college hoop season rolls on with over 40 live games. The brightest stars, the biggest games, all this month live on ESPN America.
Starward Preferred Guest presents a spectacular winter promotion offering up to 40% off at participating hotels across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East when paying with your MasterCard. Enjoy your stay at Sheraton, 4 Points by Sheraton, W, Aloft, Le Méridien, Westin, the Luxury Collection, and St. Regis. Book now and pay with your MasterCard. More details on spg.com/MasterCardTV.
Wednesday Night Hoops on ESPN America. It's a conference doubleheader as Big East rivals square off. First, we're with the Connecticut Huskies as they roll into Syracuse to face the Orange Men. Then another chapter from one of sports' greatest rivalries is about to be written. North Carolina versus Duke. It all starts Wednesday at midnight. Wednesday Night Hoops, live on ESPN America.
Hey, it's looking more and more like Julius Peppers' days in Carolina are done for now. The star defensive end said to be a highly sought-after free agent come March 5th. You can franchise him again or let him walk, but right now, it's not hearing anything from him, and it's turning him off.
If somebody asks me, do I want to stay in Carolina and play for the Panthers next year, it's like, okay, well, how can you say you want to be somewhere when you're not really sure if they want you here, because they're not even talking to you. They're not even talking to me. So why would I come out and say that I want to be here when the team is not even acknowledging the fact that my future with the organization is up in the air? The silence says a lot without saying anything.
Wow. Of course, Peppers will be a hot storyline this offseason, but where will it fall on John Clayton's top 5 offseason storylines to watch? Well, that's why John's back to give us his answers. Now, John, these stories are non-labor related. Give us your top 5.
All right, let's start with Richard Seymour in Oakland, because remember, Seymour cost the Raiders a first-round pick in 2011, yet he's unsigned. Do they franchise him? And if they don't franchise him, where does it go? He already says he's got 31 teams under consideration, which of course means he's not going to go back to the Patriots. He was upset about the trade. It certainly did affect the Patriots. It didn't necessarily help the Raiders overall, but Seymour's future, will they franchise him? Will they franchise him and trade him? That's going to be the number 5 storyline. Brandon Marshall, what happens to him? Josh McDaniels obviously has pretty well closed the door to him coming back. If there is free agency as far as getting a deal done in the CBA, well, then maybe he's a unrestricted free agent. If not, he's a restricted free agent, and they'll probably have to trade him. Do they get a second-round pick, a first and a third? Marshall's value can help our team, but it's probably not going to be the Denver Broncos. He's number 4. Number 3 is Julius Peppers. Will they franchise him, the Panthers? The Panthers certainly can consider doing that, but it's going to cost more than $20 million. If they do that, doesn't sound like he wants to be there. But you put him in the open market, He's clearly the best player in free agency. Impact player at defensive end on a 4-3. Could be a linebacker in a 3-4. Anybody getting him could be getting 12 to 14 sacks. Number 2, the Eagles quarterback situation, and this one's multiple. Will Donovan McNabb be traded to the Minnesota Vikings? There's maybe some interest in the Denver Broncos, and there's maybe an effort to try to trade him. Will they get a second-round pick? Then, of course, you go to Michael Vick. Michael Vick is certainly not going to be with the Eagles, and then you move on to Kevin Kolb. Cleveland may be interested. Will he stay as a starting quarterback or not? And then, of course, number 1, hey, what's an offseason without Brett Favre? Third straight offseason, he is the number 1 commodity. Will he retire? Will he stay retired? Will he go back to the Vikings? Will the Vikings then have to trade to McNabb if he does retire? Brett Favre continues to dominate all the storylines. He took the Vikings all the way to the 12-win season, almost to the championship game, but overall, they've got to try to figure out what happens with Brett Favre.
Yeah, isn't that the storyline every offseason? But, John, it's Twitter Tuesday, of course. A tweet for you from Will Work for Becky. We're assuming Becky's his wife, his girlfriend, hopefully. Where do you think LaDainian Tomlinson will land?
I question right now where he's going to land because I think he can be very much like Sean Alexander and also like Edgerrin James where he has to wait for an injury possibility. There could be interest in Denver. There could be interest in Houston, but he's certainly not going to be in that first wave mainly because of his age and the fact that really on first down he was not overly effective. Can he be that every down back? You still wonder about that, so I still think he'll be an injury replacement at worst and maybe in Houston or Denver in some situation, but don't count out anything happening early.
All right, John, thanks so much. LT, 730 rushing yards, the lowest of his 9-year career. All right, guys, you heard what John had to say about the most intriguing offseason storylines. What about you?
Well, real simple. It's a quarterback-driven league, and if I'm a quarterback, I'm walking into the head coach's office and to the GM's office, and I'm going to say, by the way, there's this guy named Brandon Marshall. I would love to throw him the football. I think it's Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, when I look at it, I think it's Brett Favre. I agree with John Clayton. I know people are sick of hearing about Brett Favre and every offseason and all of that. But really, when you look at it, he's the biggest difference maker out of any of the storylines you're looking at. If he goes back to Minnesota, they're the favorite to win the NFC North. If he doesn't, now all of a sudden teams like Philadelphia are affected and the entire NFC is affected. So while people are tired of talking about Brett Favre, he still has the biggest impact of anybody who's up in the air.
Well, I got a feeling he's coming back. But you know, there's another guy, LaDainian Tomlinson. We're talking about that guy, we don't know where he's going. I'll tell you a good team right now. Well, if they don't sign Reggie Bush back, Saints.
But what about the Eagles and their quarterback situation? You got 3 quarterbacks there that can impact 3 different teams. The Eagles and 2 other teams where Michael Vick could go, Donovan McNabb could go, Kevin Kolb could go.
Here, Kevin Kolb is going to stay with the Eagles. He is the future of the Eagles. That, in my opinion. Donovan McNabb is a starting quarterback. Kevin Kolb will be the backup quarterback until Donovan leaves, and Michael Vick is the wild card in this.
But that's why Favre's such a big deal, because if Favre goes, the Eagles could move McNabb to Minnesota and keep Kolb, and they'd be fine.
All right, if McNabb goes to Minnesota, I mean, what kind of coup would that be? Well, how big would that be in this offseason as far as Minnesota? Would that make them still the
But if I'm Andy Reid, why am I getting rid of Donovan McNabb?
Only if you're getting a first rounder for him and you're getting picks for him. That's why you get rid of him.
But I don't know if Minnesota's going to do that.
But you know what? That's what makes the offseason so intriguing.
Minnesota's
because we're talking about it right now.
They're not going to know in time. That's the problem.
When we're going to find out about Brett Favre.
And Minnesota doesn't have a high first-round pick.
And shouldn't the Brett Favre storyline just be exempt? We shouldn't even talk about it until he decides to make up his mind. No, it's Brett Favre. We're going to talk about it. Brett, get it over with. Come on back. Okay. Still to come here on NFL Live. Win the Super Bowl, receive plenty of perks, including hanging out with David Letterman for his top 10 reasons.
Indianapolis Colts excuses. Number 7, parking at Victory Parades is always such a hassle. What? What'd I say?
Also, should the Tracy Porter interception for a touchdown have been called back? It's one of the plays we look at upon further review when we roll back.
This is Kevin Blackistone from Around the Horn, and you're watching ESPN America.
For live commentary, news and stats, scrum.com. Instant rugby, anywhere.
NFL on ESPN America.
Kevin, don't do that, man. Come on.
I got this. I got this.
Screw up your hand, man.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
You're too close. That thing's gonna crush you.
No way, Kevin. Are you crazy? Maybe. Do it. Or maybe I'm something else.
All this month, ESPN America is your college hoops haven. And with over 40 live games, we guarantee you won't miss a beat. Live college hoops all this month on ESPN America.
Drew Brees, MVP moments, continued alongside David Letterman last night, where Letterman, an Indy native and Colts fan, shared the Colts' top 10 excuses for losing the Super Bowl.
Saints were like an 82-point underdog, honest to God. At least, I think it tightened up a little at game time, but still it was. Indianapolis Colts excuses. Number 10, should have waited until after the game to eat wings and drink beer. Number 9. Relax, it's the best of 7. Number 8. Wanted to get home in time for Undercover Boss. Number 7, parking at victory parades is always such a hassle. Number 6, too much pregame partying with Snooki and J-Wow. Number 5, Saints players were shoving us. Number 4, because of cutbacks, we only brought 12 guys. Number 3, oblong shape of ball made it quite unwieldy. Number 2, right, like God is going to let a team called the Saints lose. And the number 1 Indianapolis Colts excuse, Peyton left early to tape a Gatorade commercial. Well, there's the problem.
Got a feeling we get to Peyton leaving early in just a second. Forget the Super Bowl. Drew Brees had one of the greatest single postseasons in NFL history. Joins, look at these names, Joe Montana, Troy Aikman in '92 as the only quarterbacks ever to complete 2/3 of their pass attempts, throw for at least 8 touchdowns, no interceptions, and compile a passer rating of 100 or above in the same postseason. The Saints, as a team, only committed 1 turnover all postseason. That's how you win championships. Well, with the Super Bowl deep in our memory banks, it's time to go under the hood and give you a unique look at the game and critical moments upon further review. Let's start off with you, Herm. Pierre Garçon's gaffe.
Yeah.
In the second quarter, 3rd and 4, Colts up 10-3. You got to catch this ball, Herm.
Does everything right. Great route, comes out of route very well. Really loses his focus on the football, and this is big. You're talking about 3rd and 4, and on 3rd downs, this is what you know. When you catch this ball, you continue to possess the ball offensively. All of a sudden, they go 3 and out, and this really hurts. It hurts their football team.
Tim, after the Colts had a big goal line stand, 1st and 10, they get conservative here.
Yeah, this really was a head scratcher. I don't mind them running the football to give them some room on 1st down. But you have Peyton Manning, a quarterback that you can trust with the football, even when you're backed up in your own end. I don't understand why 3 plays in a row, and then on 3rd and 1, you're playing with a fullback in the game. That's not Indianapolis Colts football. That's not putting the ball in Peyton Manning's hands.
When's the last time you saw the Colts actually hand the ball off to a fullback?
They don't even do that in practice.
No. Hey, Coach, is halftime too long? And who is the who?
Well, yeah, I don't know who. I know this. Hey, 30 minutes, way too long. Great for coaches, bad for players. I played in the Super Bowl. That is a long time to wait.
Yeah, he needs an extra button down at the bottom.
He needs to close that one up, man.
Yeah, the wardrobe malfunction. Opening kickoff, second half, Saints with the onside kick. Now, Saints recover, but what is Hank Baskett doing here,
Listen,
Tim?
you know, everyone's applauding the call by Sean Payton, but Hank Baskett, who is, remember, a wide receiver and also an outstanding special teams player, has a great shot to make a play on this football. and just stoink right off his helmet.
Keep your head up.
Not a good play by Hank Baskett.
Maybe he saw Kendra in the stands or something.
Could have been
that.
that.
Stop it. A lot of bad things are happening in that power right there.
Saints, of course, scored TD on that. Early fourth, Colts up 17-16. Matched over from 51 yards out. Should the Colts have attempted such a long field goal?
I live this. Left. Yeah, missed it left. And that's putting a lot of pressure on a kicker in this situation. When you go past 50 yards, that's too much pressure in a game like this.
Later in the fourth, Colts down 24-17, third and 4. Now let's flash back to that drop pass by Garcon in the second quarter. Tim, what did you see on this play?
Listen, it's 3rd and 4, just about what it was on the pick. And look at the route combination. And you see Austin Cauley motion in, run a shallow cross up at the top of the screen. Tracy Porter is going to end up on Reggie Wayne. Peyton Manning works the top of the screen, or top of the route. There's Pierre Garcon with a drop. Now look at this, 3rd and 5, the interception play. The same exact route. Tracy Porter, who's at the top of the screen, working on Reggie Wayne again. He saw this route on 3rd and 4 earlier in the game. 3rd and 5 in a crucial situation. What does he do? He jumps the route and picks it off. There's a reason it happened. There's a reason Tracy Porter was in position to make that play at that point of the game.
Now, Coach, let's stay with this same interception.
Yeah, I'm staying
and look
with
at the play after Tracy Porter intercepted the ball.
Yeah,
It looked like Peyton may have been blocked in the back here.
You think?
I'm just saying. Will Smith looked like he got him here. His back is turned.
Remember, this is he had him on the side.
Come on.
No harm, no foul. This is Super Bowl.
Let him
play.
That's a defensive guy right there.
Let him play. I don't know if Peyton would have made that tackle anyway.
And how about Greg Williams? Remember during the bye week, Saints defense coordinator Greg Williams had this to say about hitting Peyton Manning on Nashville radio.
He throws the ball so early that we're going to have to do a good job of finding ways to get to him. And then when we do get to him, then we're going to make sure we have a couple of remember me shots when we get there.
Well, Tim, they won the game, but they didn't really get to Peyton.
Yeah, and they'll remember the game, but I don't know that Peyton really is going to have any remember me shots here. You look at the offensive line for the Indianapolis Colts, a tremendous job. And sometimes it sounds easier to hit Peyton Manning and knock him down than it actually is to do it. I think he actually filmed his Gatorade commercial on this play in the pocket. So, listen, he'll remember the pick. I don't know if he's remembering any of the shots he took in that game.
All right, everybody's making a joke about the Gatorade commercial. Peyton may have had somewhere to go. What about the end of the game? People are making a big deal about this. Peyton Manning leaves the field before shaking the Saints' hands.
Yeah.
Manning said he wanted the Saints to have their moment and get out of the way. All right, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Let me set it up, because during the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA, LeBron James walked off the court, did not shake the Orlando Magic's hands, got killed for it. Peyton does this, and nobody really says much about it. What do you think?
Well, and Peyton understands, at the end of games, regardless if it's in a playoff game, a regular season game, or a Super Bowl game, the common thing to do, head coach and generally the quarterback have to shake people's hands. Head coach obviously has to shake someone's hands. Peyton Manning, he's looking at the situation that he won a Super Bowl. He gets it. A lot of fanfare after the Super Bowl. They're putting up stages. They're presenting the winners. People are on the football field. Kids of the winning team are on the football field. And quite frankly, he probably felt, you know what? I'm walking in. I'll talk to those guys later.
But you know, all the spotlight is on you as the quarterback of this team, Tim.
Look, it's 2010, dude. Just send a text message, take care of business. You need to go shake it. It's 2010. Yeah. Come on. There's no problem with it.
All right, I agree with you.
I mean, they lost.
I get it in the barbershop all the time. You don't say anything about Peyton, but you killed LeBron. No, I'm just saying. So we did it. Straight ahead, more Twitter Tuesday as we turn the show over to you, the viewer, including this question. Who will be next year's Saints? NFL Live continues.
Wednesday Night Hoops on ESPN America. It's a conference doubleheader as Big East rivals square off. First, we're with the Connecticut Huskies as they roll into Syracuse to face the Orange Men. Then another chapter from one of sports' greatest rivalries is about to be written. North Carolina versus Duke. It all starts Wednesday at midnight. Wednesday Night Hoops, live on ESPN America.
For the widest choice of official North American sports merchandise, for the perfect gift to collect or just to look good and support your team, visit espnamerica.com.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon.
And I'm Tony Kornheiser. We are the crass American hosts of PTI, and we demand that you watch us on ESPN America.
Every day we bicker about the major American sports issues of the day.
Are we getting any extra pay for this?
No.
So why exactly are we doing it?
To bring the world a little closer together.
I prefer cash, thank you.
Catch PTI on ESPN America.
I'm not saying another word until we get paid.
PTI.
For live commentary, news and stats, scrum.com. Instant rugby, anywhere.
You know what today is? It's Tuesday. That means it's Twitter Tuesday. Continue to send those questions in at NFL Live on ESPN on Twitter. Starting with you, Herm. This from M Doggy at 345. Coach Herm, you're known to be a bold coach. Would you have pulled off an onside kick to open up the second half?
Ooh, that's tough. But absolutely, when you're the underdog in the Super Bowl, you go out the second half. When you want onside kick, you're telling your football team, guess what? We're confident in what we're about to do. Once we get the ball, let's score a touchdown. Because someone said, you play to win the game.
Yeah, all right, you play to win the game. Tim, Mr. Pittsburgh 86, the Saints were a surprise this year winning it all. Who do you feel will be that surprise team next year?
If I have to pick a team that wasn't in the playoffs this past year, I'd say the Atlanta Falcons. Just like the New Orleans Saints, out of the playoffs the year before. Strong quarterback, strong defense, strong running game.
Herm, this one, Dr. Puppy. Did the Ravens, Jets, Saints provide NFL D coordinators a collective blueprint to deal with Peyton Manning?
I don't know about that, but with the way you play Peyton Manning is real simple. Play well in the red zone. Do not allow him big plays vertically in the passing game.
All right, this for both you guys. From, okay. Miko Horn, this one, I'll say it on the air. If Peyton Manning is the #1 rated quarterback in the NFL, where does Eli rank?
Top 10.
Does that
out of
include
32
Favre?
quarterbacks.
Does that include Favre?
Well, he's tied for 10th.
Tied for 10th? What about Chad Pennington? If Chad Pennington's in the mix, where's he?
Then he's 11.
Then he's 11 if Chad Pennington's in the mix.
Chad Pennington.
My man.
I don't know about that.
Super Bowl MVP champion behind Chad Pennington. Hey, you can check out the Saints Victory Parade over on ESPN News and ESPN 360 starting at 6 o'clock Eastern. More live continues later on tonight. See you.
In a league in which rookie quarterbacks get contracts worth tens of millions of